Hello world, I'm George and this is the World of Science. Welcome to this wonderful program. In another chapter of today we are going to talk about a wonderful and magnificent scientific. You know what it is? You can imagine what it is? Let's go, let's start. Okay, wonderful public, we're in the first part of this program. And where is the first part of this program? Yes, name where is the person that we are going to talk about today. And where is this person? This person is the British scientific and inventor Michael Faraday. This wonderful character of the world of the science and all about that. So Michael Faraday was an English scientific chemist and physicist who made important significantly contribution to the field of electrochemistry and electromagnetism. The concepts underlying electromagnetic induction, diamagnetism, and electrolysis were among his most important discoveries. Despite the difficulties and lack of the formal education he faced in his early life, Faraday emerged as one of the most influential, prominent, and important scientific of the history. This person was born into a poor family and only received a basic education. Yes, was born on September 22 in 1791. Faraday's family had few resources, so he received a basic education with only a high school diploma to fall back on. But when he was 14, he was appreciated to a local book binder and spent the next 7 years reading a wide range of scientific books. Here he absorbed all that he could from the books. He relied he has on wanting to know more about the science. Yes, so he did not receive much formal education, but he was an avid reader and was self-taught in many subjects. For that reason, he became interested in electricity after reading about it, a book. So, thanks to his discipline and focus on the science, Michael managed to invent and discover all those phenomena and inventions that are fundamental in our society today. Yes. So, but what was Faraday famous? Yes, the most famous work of him is his contribution to the understanding of electricity and electrochemistry. So he was inspired by the uniformity of nature and the inconversibility of various forces in this world, as well as the field of force that he first conceived. This person was 17 years old when he died, and he died in his home in London, England, on August 25. Yes, and the cause of the death was hair failure. So this is the most important information about him and the facts that are too many important to know. Okay, we're in another and interesting and important part of this program, and this mention all those wonderful discoveries and invention of these wonderful scientists. So, first say that many of Michael Faraday's experiments contribute to the understanding of electromagnetism, and in his early career as a scientist, and Michael Faraday had become interested in electricity and magnetism. Yes, so the main discovery of this character is the concept underlying electromagnetism induction, diamagnetism, and electrolysis. Those were among his most important discoveries. So now let's start the different and characteristic about these different discoveries. Okay, first was the phenomenon of electromagnetic induction. In 1931, Faraday carried out on his most well-known experiment. He braved two wires across the reverse ends in an iron ring. He plugged one wire right into a galvanometer and watched it as he linked the opposite wire to a battery. And When he disconnected the wire to the battery, a transient current was produced which could possibly be seen within the galvanometer. So this induction was a result of a change in magnetic fluid that occurred when the battery was connected and disconnected. It was thus a manifestation of electromagnetic induction. Yes, the connection or repel of these two forces, okay? So here in the second play we have another discovery that influenced more in our society, and this is the diamagnetism. But what is diamagnetism? What about diamagnetism? What is this? Yes, Faraday discovered in 1846 that certain materials had a mild repulsion to a magnetic field, which he called diamagnetism. Yes, diamagnetism is a kind of magnetism characteristic of materials that line up at right angles to uniform magnetic fields and that partly expel from their interior the magnetic fields in which they are placed. Yes, diamagnetism is a property of all matter. Diamagnetism supplies artists which create and induce a magnetic area in a road reverse to a externally utilized magnetic area, and this area repelled by the utilities of magnetic area. Paramagnetic supplies behave oppositely and are attracted by externally utilized magnetic area. Okay, so diamagnetic behavior was first noticed to ensure supplies in 1781. So Michael Faraday demonstrated that diamagnetism was a property exhibited by all substances. So, in both diamagnetic or paramagnetic method. So, diamagnetism in supplies induced by very robust stranded magnets it can be utilized by supply levitation. And his final discoveries, we have the lab of electrolysis. So, firstly, what is electrolysis? Electrolysis is the process of converting electrical energy into chemical energy. Yes, electrolysis is the chemical deposition of an electrolyte caused by a passage of electricity through his molten or dissolved state. So here the system to be transformed could be the electrode, so the solution, or it could be dissolved in it. So the cathode receive electric current and solution component travel to this electrode, combining these electrons and Now we will mention this invention, the invention of Michael Faraday, one of the most important inventions. In the first invention we have the electrical motor. His most famous invention was the electric motor, which he developed in 1821. Faraday's motor was the first device to convert electrical energy into chemical energy, and it laid the foundation for the development of electric motors and generators. Highlighting that the electromagnetic induction he discovered was used to develop the first motor. So it's important because he used his discovery to create this apparatus, right? Okay, people, if we did summarize or resume about all of these inventions and discoveries of these scientists, we found many important things. So if we mention his impact back in time and on today's society, we can say that Michael Faraday is in the past has a great impact because with his discoveries and invention he helped to change the quality of life of people, allowing them to benefit from his invention and discoveries. And if we talk on today's society, his invention and discoveries continue to be useful for all those scientists who decide to transform society by innovating, searching, and creating new things, as well as the world population that benefits and knows about it. So this person apports many good and great things to our society, and that seems until are very important and useful.
We read and we found more ongoing research on further research or improvement of the scientific work of Michael Faraday. Sure, we found that Michael Faraday's working electromagnetism ways was super important. But scientists are still doing research to improve upon his discoveries, you know. They are trying to find new ways to generate electricity, more efficiently, and exploring how electromagnetic fields could be used in medicine. Plus, Faraday's work on light has led to new discoveries in quantum mechanics. So there's definitely ongoing research and new improvements being made in his field of study.
As we may know, Michael already died many years ago, but his discoveries and contribution to science are still alive. Well, for example, there were two scientists who admired Faraday and his work. They were Maxwell and Henry. Maxwell's work is based on Faraday's experimental discoveries on electromagnetism into the surviving theory. Also, Henry discovered the principle of electromagnetic induction before Faraday, but he was the one who published his conclusions first.
Well, I gotta say, Michael Faraday's life and work on scientific work really got me thinking. This man was a self-taught scientific who came from humble beginnings, but his passion for science and his smart made him one of the most influential figures in physics. Have you heard of electromagnetic induction? Well, Faraday discovered it while playing around with magnetic and electric currents. It's the principle that modern generators are based on. So basically, his discoveries helped create a ton of electrical technology that we use every day. But what really impressed me is that Faraday wasn't just a brilliant. He was also super cool guy, but because he was a kind, humble, as I said before, and always willing to share knowledge with others. Even though he became famous and successful, he stayed down to earth and approachable. That's the kind of person I wanna hang out with, So yeah, Michael Faraday's life is a reminder that if you are passionate about something, willing to put in the work, you can achieve great things. Plus, it is important to stay humble and treat others with with keenness, no matter how successful you become. That's it.